Kevin Stenger, Stenger.
You may proceed.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
You are a computer forensic examiner
I am.
and a sergeant with the police department in Orange County.
I am.
Your Honor, I would ask that the witness be recognized or re-recognized as a computer forensics expert.
No objections from the state?
No objections.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's still an expert witness. You may continue.
Sir, I'd like to direct your attention to the HP desktop computer in this case, and specifically the net analysis report that was conducted. Are you familiar with what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
Okay. After the keyword of chloroform was found, you utilized a software called net analysis to recover that, did you not?
We used two different programs to do it.
Okay. The first one was net analysis?
That's correct.
Okay. And the second one was cashback?
That's correct.
Okay. The first one was done in August of 2008?
I'm not going to be able to tell you the dates.
Okay. Do you have a report of some kind that might remind you or assist you in refreshing your recollection?
I don't recall being the one that actually did the recovery. I am aware of the search, but I don't recall doing this myself.
Okay. Who would have done the recovery then?
It would have been Detective Osborne.
The woman who just left?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you recognize the computer printout on your screen, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is this that you're looking at?
This is the result of the program when it was run. This would be its printout.
Okay. And are you familiar with this document?
I am.
Okay. Is it a fair and accurate representation of the net analysis report that was run?
Yes, sir.
Okay. At this time, Judge, we would move this item into evidence.
What says the state?
Is it just this page that he is asking him to review, or do we have a hard copy of a document?
I have the disk, and I have it put on here on the screen that I'd like to question the witness about.
Has the witness viewed the entire document?
Can you continue going through the documents, or specifically, I'd like to, and I will only be questioning you about the month of March. He's going to scroll down. Or
Being actually marked as an exhibit so we know what we're speaking about. And
What's the identification number?
it is marked as an exhibit, Defense Exhibit DD.
Well,
Just a second, we'll go ahead and take care of this other matter. We'll take a recess to 10 minutes to the hour of 4. Thank you. Okay, state recognized presence of the jury. The defense. You may continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sergeant Stenger, have you had an opportunity to review Defense Exhibit DK?
I have.
And is it a fair and accurate representation of a report you prepared?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, we would move Defense Exhibit DK into evidence.
You may state any objections.
I don't object to the relevant portions of that exhibit being introduced into evidence.
You received an evidence. I assume that the state has looked at the exhibit.
There are tabbed pages that Mr. Baez has indicated to me are all he intends to introduce.
Yes.
And I have no objection to those tabbed pages once they establish their relevance.
And I take it they're untabbed pages.
Yes, sir, and I will not be addressing those at all. And we can, in fact, take them out, if that makes things a lot
Well,
easier.
do you need to take them out?
Yes, sir. Okay. At this time, Judge, we would move that item into evidence. DK.
What it says, say?
As to the 4 tabbed pages, I have no objection.
Be received in evidence as defense exhibit numbered.
DK will become defense exhibit number 45.
Okay, sir. Let's get a little background on this item of evidence. Can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what it is?
That is a report of the deleted Firefox internet history using a program called net analysis.
And this is a competing software to the cashback software, is it not?
That is correct.
Okay. And this report was run before you even had the cashback, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And you met John Bradley at a seminar in December of 2009, correct?
That is correct.
And that would have been after you had completed this report.
That's correct.
And you advised Mr. Bradley that you were having problems with his software, right?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to him leading the witness on direct.
Sustain.
Did you advise Mr. Bradley that you were having problems with his software?
Sustain.
What, if anything, did you discuss with Mr. Bradley?
I asked Mr. Bradley if he could use his tool to examine the internet history that I recovered from unallocated space. And we had encountered a problem with the fact that dates and times were not being displayed correctly across the entire spreadsheet, because the time period that this covers is the time period from when daylight savings time changes. So in the tool that I was using to begin with, when I set the date and time, half of it would be correct and half of it would be incorrect. So I asked Mr. Bradley if he could use his tool, which was reported to be able to compensate for the fact that these records came from the 2 different time periods.
And so the only real issue that you were having was daylight savings time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did the cashback software recover more files or less files from the internet history that the net analysis did?
I couldn't tell you that, sir.
Okay. Do you know if they were identical?
If they were identical,
Yes, the same number of files.
I do not.
Okay. And did Mr. Bradley need some time to fix that issue?
I understand he did.
How many days did it take him to fix it?
It was at least a day.
Okay. Did he have to rewrite his software to make it work?
Your Honor, I would object to anything based on hearsay information.
Detective Stinger, is that based upon your personal knowledge or based upon what someone told you, sir?
That would be based on what someone told me, sir.
Objection sustained.
Did you receive a report that you reviewed when utilizing your opinions that he had to rewrite the software?
Objection sustained. Same question.
Very well, Judge. I'd like to approach the witness, if I may.
You may.
Sir, I'd like to direct your attention to March 21st, 2008 at 14:16 hours and 34 seconds. Let me know when you find that.
I found that, sir.
Okay. And that is, what is the website that is addressed with 34 seconds there?
The website is www.sci-spot.com/chemistry/chloroform.htm.
And how many times does it show that that website was visited?
One, sir.
Now I'd like to show you State's Evidence 166. May I stand by the witnesses? I only have one copy.
You may.
I'd like to direct your attention to the same website at 15:16 hours and 13 seconds.
Yes, sir.
How many times does it show on the, well, actually, what is this item?
This item is the report from Cashback.
Okay. And the report from Cashback shows that it was visited how many times?
84.
So there's a difference between the two softwares, is there not?
That is correct.
Okay. And if you can look now on the net analysis report for 14:16 at 13 seconds, and tell me what website that is.
Within the net analysis report, there are 4 websites that list a date and time of 14:16 at 13 seconds.
The very first one.
Is www.myspace.com.
And how many times does it show? Does this report actually show whether the item was typed in?
It says typed on the report, that is correct.
Okay. And how many times does it show that that website was visited?
84.
So MySpace was visited 84 times according to the net analysis report.
That's correct.
Can you look at the cashback report and see if that is even on the cashback report?
I do not see an entry around the same time.
Okay. So you don't, on the cashback report, even see a MySpace with 84 entries?
No, sir, not at that time.
Okay. Judge, I'd like to publish this page to the jury so I can demonstrate for them.
You may. Offense exhibit numbered what?
Can Your Honor publish it for the jury for me? I'm having the technical issues again. Okay. So Sergeant Stinger, what you just testified to was that the chemistry, the psi spot was visited once for chloroform according to the net analysis report, correct?
That is correct.
And that the MySpace, which is just 2 columns down, was visited 84 times. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, I'd like to refer you to the time of March 20th, 2008 at 13:39 hours and 23 seconds. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, this is.
In evidence.
Show it to council. You may.
Okay, sir. Do you see 13:39 and 23 seconds?
I do.
And that is one day earlier on March 20th, 2008, correct?
That is correct.
And this is MySpace typed in again, correct?
Yes, sir.
And how many times do you see MySpace the day earlier as being visited?
83.
Okay. So you understand 83 comes before 84, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And of course, July 20th comes before July 21st. I'm sorry. March 20th comes before March 21st.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I'd like to direct you to, do not scroll. March 19th, the day before that. At 15:25 with 56 seconds. Let me know when you're right.
The 19th at 15?
Yes.
I don't have any.
I'm sorry, at 8:36 a.m. and 24 seconds. My
8:36:24.
yes.
Yes, sir.
Do you see the date, March 19th, a day before that? A day before the 20th?
Yes, I see March 19th at 08:36:24.
And do you see where it says it was typed?
Yes, sir.
And that basically means that it was typed into the browser?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that's the part up top where you write www.myspace.com?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how many times does it show MySpace was visited then?
82.
Now I'd like to direct your attention to March 13th at 10:37 a.m.
There are no March 13th dates.
I'm sorry?
There are no March 13th dates.
You don't have, maybe that was one of the untapped. May I approach the witness?
You may.
Show you from mine, because I think I'm at. Do you see that do you see that date on March 13th?
I do.
May I publish this to the jury, Your Honor?
You may.
And do you see, sir, that on March 13th, there's an entry that was typed for MySpace 81 times?
That is correct.
Okay. Do you see any indication of any of these MySpaces on that cashback report?
You wouldn't, except for the one date that it has in common. That one cashback report is for the single day only.
Okay. And that report, let me see if I get, just so we're clear, that report only has for the 21st, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you can't see on that report the natural progression of the MySpaces, which starts with it was visited 81 times, 82 times, 83 times, and 84.
That would only have the information from the history that was on the 21st.
And on that report, it does not include the MySpace that was visited 84 times.
That is correct.
And that MySpace that was visited 84 times is just 2 columns down from the size spot, which it says the size spot was visited 84 times.
In the net analysis report, I believe it's 2 columns down, 2 rows down.
Yes. And the cashback program is the one you were having problems with.
No, sir. The net analysis program was the one that was having the problems with the date and time split.
That was only because it was an hour off.
Objection to the leading.
Sustain.
What was it? Because it was just an hour off.
Yes, sir.
Sustain.
What was the reason?
We were having problems with the dates and the times.
Okay. And you don't know if the net analysis report came up with, well, now you know that the net analysis report came up with more internet history than the cashback did you not? Can you see that now?
The reports are different.
And that report, you prepared the cashback report, right?
I created the cashback report. That's correct.
Okay. The one that's in evidence in this case for this jury to consider, you prepared that report.
That's correct.
But you didn't testify to this jury about that report, did you?
No, sir.
Okay. And this report that was prepared, States Exhibit 165. May I approach the witness?
You may.
You prepared that report as well, didn't you not, sir?
I did.
And that's the report. What is that, actually? So
That is a cashback report for March 17th.
Okay. And you prepared that report.
That is correct.
Okay. It's an item of evidence in this case.
Yes, sir.
And you didn't testify to this jury about the contents of that report either.
That is correct.
Okay. Mr. Bradley did.
It's my understanding he did.
Okay. Do you know the reason why they called in Mr. Bradley to testify about your report?
Objection, Your Honor. Calls for speculation.
Sustain.
If he's aware, Judge?
The witness is not competent to answer that question. Objection, sustain.
Yes, sir. If I can have just one moment, Judge, maybe.
You may.
Have you ever had another computer expert testify about your reports?
Objection, relevance.
Sustain.
If I may approach, just want to recover. I don't believe I have any further questions.
Cross-examination.
Thank you. Detective Stenger, you may have printed out that cashback report, but the data contained in it was collected by Mr. Bradley?
Sustain, rephrase your question.
How is it that you prepared a cashback generated report. Did you have that software?
Yes.
Okay. And so what process was it that was utilized in order to prepare filtered reports from cashback from March 17th and March 21st of 2008?
I simply set the program up to display only that information from those dates and printed the report.
Okay. The information contained on the report was provided to you by Mr. Bradley?
I actually created the report myself.
The information that goes into the report was nothing that you had worked on, correct?
The program itself, it generated this information.
All right. Why is it then that you had Mr. Bradley look at your data?
I asked Mr. Bradley to examine the data since he was the person who actually wrote the software. If I had a question regarding an Apple computer and I had the ability to ask Steve Jobs, who is the creator of Apple Computer, I would have done so. The same thing if I had access to the developer of the program, I would ask the developer of the program if he or she was available to examine it if they were willing to do so. And in this case, Mr. Bradley was.
May I have page 1 of the defense exhibit, the one that was highlighted in green and red? And may I publish that to the jury, Your Honor?
You may, and what's the exhibit number?
What was the last number? Let me first ask the witness, do you see that?
I do now.
Okay. Oh, I'm trying to use that to scroll down. Can we scroll up on this to wherever the page in evidence ends? To wherever the page that is in evidence ends. Okay. Do you see displayed on this page that was introduced in evidence any of the Google searches that were conducted on March 21st of 2008?
Approximately 8 rows above is a Google search.
Okay. Are the Google searches for how to make chloroform displayed on this page in evidence presented by the defense?
If you can expand the column H, right above the MySpace, you'll see a Google search specifically for the words how to make chloroform, spelled with an A.
May I publish this to the jury, Your Honor?
Of direct.
Overruled, you may publish.
All right, since that's been expanded, can you tell the jury what it is that you were just referring to, the how to make chloroform right above the MySpace entry?
When you type a search into Google, you will see the results of the words that you typed in the bar right above when your search returns. And that includes all the words that you actually typed into the search. In this particular instance, the words how to make and chloroform were entered.
Okay. Would it appear that way if somebody typed in a search regarding chlorophyll?
No, it would not.
What is it that you can do in net analysis to determine whether or not the dates and times that appear on net analysis are accurate?
You can simply go in and take a look. Software constantly gets revised, and this would have been several years ago. Since then, changes have been made to different programs that are used. So normally all you do is you go in and you compare the dates in an effort to see if they're accurate or not.
Do you have confidence that the dates and times on this net analysis report are correct? Or would you rely on the report from Cashback as to the date and times for these searches or these entries in the internet history?
The dates and times on these two different reports appear to be accurate. I can't speak to how they were interpreted by the different programs, since I actually did not write the code
For
either program.
which column on this piece of evidence displays the date and time that this internet history was made?
Can you scroll all the way up to the top of the column?
Here, I'll unpublish that. And does that assist you in
Yes.
refreshing your recollection? Okay, and if we can scroll back to the part
Okay.
that's in evidence. Okay. May I republish that?
You may.
Which column would that be? You can use the telestrator if need be.
The first column, 14, 16, 34.
Did I accurately place a box around that?
Yes.
All right. So even in the net analysis, the times between the myspace.com entry and the next how to make chloroform are 20 seconds apart?
Yes, ma'am.
No other questions, Your Honor.
Redirect on those issues and those issues alone. You may.
The visits for chloroform that are on the net analysis report show that on March 21st of 2008, those were the very first time those websites were visited. Shows only one time, right?
In which report?
For the net analysis report. Let me bring it up. Can you see that?
I don't have that up on the screen.
May I publish to the jury as well?
What are you going to publish?
The item that's in evidence defense, I believe it's...
What
the
it
net
is, Madam Clerk? Yes, you may.
All of these websites were just visited once.
According to the net analysis report, correct.
And then this right here, maybe the second time. Correct?
Yes, sir.
And the total amount of time spent on those websites Could you look at that and see approximately how much time anyone spent looking at chloroform before moving on?
Approximately 3 minutes.
3 minutes of time. Now, your cashback that doesn't show the MySpace entry, you purchased this after you had purchased the net analysis software?
That's correct.
Okay. And it doesn't have certain items that net analysis does?
That's correct.
Not going to get your cash back.
Strike any sarcastic comment.
Sustained.
Now, sir, were there any other issues that you had with the cashback program?
I didn't encounter any problems with the cashback program.
And the only problems that you had with the net analysis was just the times?
That's correct.
No further questions.
Recross.
It's true, is it not, that even if the consecutive entries on an internet history show that those were done in a 3-minute time span, that doesn't negate the fact that the user could just be opening up new tabs in their internet search, correct?
That's correct.
So each of these tabs can be opened for minutes or hours until the person decides to close the tab again, correct?
Correct.
So the fact that these entries are in the internet history shows that they were done in a particular sequence, but tells us nothing about how long that person spent reading whatever was on the web page or whether or not they actually printed that item for subsequent education.
That's correct.
Thank you, Your Honor.
As to that issue,
This report here, does that give you any indication about this tab stuff?
No, sir.
So what was just asked of you, that's pure speculation, is it not? You don't know if that ever happened.
I do not know if that happened.
And you're a sergeant involved in this case, correct?
Yes, sir.
And has anyone ever informed you that through the search warrants or at any time there was any pages recovered that were printed out that has anything to do with chloroform?
Nobody informed me of that.
No further questions.
excused.
Yes, sir. Subject to recall.
Thank you, Sergeant. You may be excused, subject to recall, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the jury, that concludes the presentation of witnesses for today. We have some legal matters we need to take care of that will expedite things in the morning. Again, have a good evening and abide by all of my previous admonitions. Thank you.